How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing out there? Y'all chime on in.
Chime on in.
Thank you for coming in again on a Wednesday night with the hams.
Hump day.
As you can see, we kind of wore out.
Tied in the mud.
Kind of tired. It's been a
Tired.
long week. But if you just now chiming on in, go ahead and chime in and hit us with a like. And let us know if you can hear us and everything is going straight.
Yeah, what he said. You know, it's the almighty welcome to the ham show.
Oh, there it goes. It took it a minute to
hit
them all. Like when I first hit it, it only posted one of them. It didn't post all five of them.
Wow.
But if y'all just now chiming on in, go ahead and tell us what's up, how you doing, and hey, Chris, what's up, man?
Hey, Chris.
Go ahead. How we sound out there, man? We sound okay?
Yeah, because Chris is our sound guy.
He's the back office.
Chris is the back office. Chris is the ham bone in the building.
Said we look good. We sound good.
Appreciate you, Chris. Look good. I don't know about that. I am tired. I look ran out, run down.
Yeah. So tonight we about to get into some things. I guess we're gonna talk about
You ain't introduced yourself.
Oh, my bad.
Allow him to reintroduce himself.
I'm Sean Cheltenham. I'm one of the hams.
I am Treasure Cheltenham, and I too am one of the hams.
And this is the Ham Show, y'all. Y'all chime in for the Ham Show every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Sorry, we're a little bit off tonight, but it is what it is.
We ain't off. We on. We on.
He said
for the next. Too. He said, I'm tired as hell too, but I can't miss my Wednesday madness. That part, Chris. Trust me, we're not doing a 2-hour show tonight.
Yeah,
like
we're gonna try to keep it under an hour tonight. Right. Hopefully
right at an hour, maybe. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, it depends on how well we get into it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was, and then we'll end up talking about some other things along. Did you have any videos to go with this tonight?
I didn't. I was gonna put some videos up, but I was like, topic? I was thinking about it. The topic of tonight's show is, what's your love language, Chris? Chris, do you have a love language?
Uh-oh, here we go. She opening up the door for you, Chris.
Do you have a love language, Chris? What's your love language?
If y'all just now chiming in, go ahead and hit a like on the chat. And share to a friend.
I think honestly it's a good question, because how many people love language is not just in relationships. Your love language is your love language, like even with people.
He said he only have a hate language.
Damn, Chris. Everybody hates Chris.
Yeah,
he says, I don't do love. Love is a broke bitch hustle. That's all I say.
Oh, damn, Chris.
I cannot with Chris. Chris
with the hate language.
Nah, I mean, but
is that even one of them?
What language?
Yeah, hate language.
No,
yeah.
No, that is not.
It is not.
Hate language is not love language.
Oh, okay.
If you are just tuning in, once again, we want to give you guys a friendly reminder. We know we haven't been consistent on this.
Chris, let's ask Chris. Chris, was you able to come over on YouTube? Because
yeah, I think he did. Chris,
we got to get you to come over to YouTube, man.
You came over to YouTube a couple of weeks back, I think.
He was saying that he couldn't. Last time he said he couldn't. Yeah, he said no.
Jordan said he needs to use the force. May the force be with you.
Right, for sure. Hey, Chris, did you download the app, the YouTube app on your phone, or are you on your computer?
Are you on your computer? If you're on your computer, that's even better.
If you're on your computer, you should be able to use all the functions. He says, I can't come in. Maybe I got it.
He said, maybe I got banned. Hell, I don't know. Chris, you always getting into some trouble.
Did you get banned from YouTube? I didn't ban you. Yeah, let me get on YouTube and see if
Nah, you shouldn't be banned.
Yeah, I didn't ban you. So you should be able to speak.
Well, if you're on your computer, yeah, you should definitely be able to tune in.
Is he on his computer?
He said he's on his computer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But if you on your computer, he says talking too much shit. Oh, I know I pissed somebody off. Hey, that's how we do it though. Sometimes you got to piss people off to get the results that you need. I think that people, honestly, people that piss other people off, it's not that they piss them off. It's just that when you sometimes are speaking the truth, people don't want to hear it, right?
Right.
They get upset and they throw temper tantrums and all kind of stuff. But sometimes the truth just needs to be said. He says, "You know I rock it. I'm honest." That part, Chris. That's why we loved you, Chris. That's why you the ham bone. See if you can hop on there because we are only going to do about 15 minutes on Facebook. Once again, we just doing about 15 minutes or so. You guys go on over to YouTube. He says, I got to load. He said, I got to load the dishwasher, but I'm listening. No problem, Chris. No problem. While Chris is loading the dishwasher, y'all go over there. Make sure you go to YouTube and like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, bring a friend next week. We talking about what is your love language this week. We getting into it just a little bit to break down what
Did I
love
see
language
Jordan
is.
on earlier?
Jordan is on YouTube. Yes.
Yeah, hit him. Let me see what he's talking about. Jordan, do you have a love language?
Yeah, cuz what's your love language? Chris says, okay, well, I will go to YouTube, but I won't be able to comment. Are you sure, Chris? We're gonna stay on Facebook just for Chris to comment.
Okay.
Just for Chris to comment.
Chris,
y'all
I'm
lucky
to come by the house to show you how to get the comments working over there, man.
Yes, y'all lucky because Chris, we do, Chris is a ham bone. So Chris is the original ham bone.
Yeah.
And because Chris can't only comment on Facebook, we gonna go ahead and stay on Facebook tonight.
I can't believe Chris don't have a love language, man. What's up with that, man?
Chris do got love language. He done created it. It's called hate. He hate everybody.
If you're on YouTube, I put a poll out. If you see it, go ahead and chime in on the poll.
So while we talking about it, what is your love language? Well, first of all, we want to get into the love languages, right? We want to get into it.
You at least tell them
what down.
What kind of love language is what.
We're gonna get into it. So the first love language, first of all, this whole love language thing has only been around since like 1992.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember the doctor's name. I'll get that in a second.
Was it a man or a woman?
Why does that matter?
Because it really, I got a whole lot to say tonight. Just put it that way.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Good. Is it a man or a woman?
It's a woman.
That's what I thought.
Oh my God.
I thought
why?
That.
Why did you think that?
Keep going. Say your spill. Say your spill.
Okay. You're gonna tell me why though, right?
I will. Yeah. Later. I'll
so
let you know
it's only been around for since 1992, and some people got kids older than that, but but I think it was brought up because even though it kind of surfaced in 1992, we legitimately all have a love language that I guess they took them and broke them down into 5 different sections or whatever. And you can kind of put, however you feel about it, in one of those sections. But supposedly there was up to like 12 from my knowledge. They were saying that there was about 12 love languages, but there's supposed to be only about 5, but I did find where they says the new love languages. So that's something different. Chris says, I don't even know what the hell a love language is. He says, I'm OG. We didn't talk like that back in the day.
Right.
All right. Well, I'm going to get into it real quick.
Go ahead and get into it.
I'm going to get into it. So the first one is words of affirmation. So if you are a person out there who likes to be given gratitude, compliments, verbal appreciation, words of encouragement, then you are a words of affirmation person. So that kind of looks like something like this. Oh, I'm super proud of you. You did such a wonderful job. You're amazing. What's another good one? I appreciate you so very much. Like that's a love language. Now, here's where it's interesting though, because people with these love languages, they also give this stuff. So if you're somebody that you're getting this from somebody a lot, it's kind of their love language. So the first one is words of affirmation. So Chris, is that you? Are you a words of affirmation person? Are you a person that you like to be given compliments and you like to be told verbally how you are appreciated? Is that you? The next one is physical touch. He always talking about don't touch me. So
don't touch me.
Don't touch him. He always talking about don't touch me.
So this is saying that the author is not a woman. Which book is you?
Was it 1992?
No, this one says that love language refers to which in Dr. Gary Chapman's book.
Oh,
the 5 love languages.
My bad. So maybe I thought maybe when I seen his name, I thought I saw a woman's picture. Does he kind of look like a woman?
It's probably his wife.
Oh, okay, so maybe that's what it was.
Words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts.
I'm breaking it down.
I'm just seeing if we on the same thing.
Yes.
Okay. Because this new to me too.
This new to you too. Yeah. Really? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And I got a whole lot to say about it.
Well, let me break this down and we're going to let him get into his spiel. So the next one is physical touch. Obviously, you show love through physical gestures like holding hands, kissing, hugging, just touching people. So either whether you receive it or you give it, physical touch is definitely a love language. The next one,
Jose Posa, thank you for sending us a like. And if you're in the on the feed right now and you there, hit us with a like, y'all.
Yeah, man.
Let us know you there. That way I can see your name and I can shout you out.
Yeah,
unless you're trying to be incognito.
So the third one is gifts. Showing love through thoughtful gifts that symbolize affection and appreciation. I actually have a couple of friends that are like that their love language is giving gifts. Like I actually have a couple of people like that. And the good thing about this one is that we would think it would be weird sometimes for somebody to just randomly give you stuff or make you stuff. And I've come to find that like that's just a person expressing their love for an admiration for you. So I'm like, that's kind of cool when you think about it.
Chris.
What Chris say? Oh Lord, Chris. Here we go. What Chris say? This bullshit is from 1992. Oh gosh. I come from a gangster era. Any motherfucker in touch with their feelings was gonna fall victim to some dirt. From 1992. I'm sorry, but we would have fucking laughed at anyone talking like this back in 92. This is true. But with this new era that we are in and this new day and age, these are the things that people talk about now. But I agree, Chris, because remember back in the day, a dude couldn't even say that he loved his girl.
Yeah.
Which was weird.
It came out in 1992. It was first published in 92.
Okay, cool. So the fourth one is quality time. Quality time, showing love by giving undivided attention, engaging in meaningful conversations, and participating in activities together. So it's funny because like sometimes me and Sean will be talking and I'm one of them people that you have to look at me when I'm talking to you because
I don't got to look at you.
If you don't, I feel like you're not listening to me, or I want to make sure that you are at least going, okay, or you're repeating something that I say to let me know that you actually hear me.
I'm letting you know that I actually hear you.
He do it all the time. He be like, I hear you. I'll be like, whatever, dude.
She crazy, man. Something wrong with her, man. She just did.
Whatever. Chris, you are fine. You do fit. You just different.
What'd he say?
He says, I don't fit. I'm from SoCal. I'm just different.
Yeah.
The last one is acts of service. So again, I do have a friend that does this, and I didn't realize that was her love language until I started paying attention to it. But acts of service, showing love by performing tasks that are helpful and ease the partner's burdens. Now remember, just because it says partner doesn't mean necessarily your partner. My sister shows love that way. She'll do things that she knows kind of helps me. Sometimes she'll do things that hinder me, but she think it's helping me. But my sister does that. She'll just kind of do something and be like, and I'm like, oh my God, thank you. That means a lot. And I tell her that. But yes, acts of service. So whether you do it to people or you see somebody do it for and to you, that is a love language. So now that we got the 5 love languages out the way, which one are you, Mr. Cheltenham?
If you're not all of them, you're not in love.
That's not true.
Come on,
that's
man.
Not true.
Like,
you can't necessarily be all of them. It actually, when you read on it,
all these attributes you pretty much doing all of them at one time in your life.
True.
To the same person.
No, that's not necessarily
true.
You're
gonna give them words of affirmation if they doing good.
Not necessarily.
Come on now.
That's not necessarily true.
And then acts of service. Everybody do acts of service towards each other in a loving relationship. Receiving gifts. Women get gifts all the fucking time.
Okay, but that's women getting gifts. That's not necessarily. That's just something that men do.
What?
Or women or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. It's already this automatic.
Y'all? Physical touch and gifting.
Who is that?
As Mr. McGinnis.
What up, Pat? What's going on? Quality time. If you with somebody, you're gonna spend quality time with them.
Jordan, I cannot stand you.
What do you say?
My love language is calling people niggas.
Yeah, for sure. And then physical touch, you gonna touch each other, like you gonna do that.
Are definitely top 2, but Sean is dead on with all. Well, here's the thing, because I hear what you guys are saying, but
it really didn't need a book. That's all I'm saying.
Listen to me though.
For it to sell 13 million copies in 50 different languages.
Chris said, hell yeah, Jordan. And then he also says, yep, women charge for their love, some more than others.
Yep.
This is true. Yep. But listen to what I'm saying. Hear me out, guys. Most people are trying to learn how to do all 5. But if you pay attention to your partner, there's one that stands out more than the other. There's somebody putting their trash out.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. There's one that always stands out more than the other because that is in actuality that person's love language. Chris says, and I'm not paying for fucking Chris, I'm done with you.
He said quality time is short supply right now. I'm still at work.
Listen, I would still be at work, Pat, if I didn't have to do this show.
Chris said he not playing F chicks. He ain't say that.
He ain't say it like that.
Excuse me.
So again, he said, yep, the one with the deepest pocket stands out. Ask any bitch.
Oh, damn, man.
Chris is just
Chris on one.
Chris said his love language is hate and anger. So.
And he said he was tight. He was tired tonight, he really gonna get it.
Oh yeah, and it's Wednesday, so Chris is on like this is hump day for Chris for real.
He said, I ain't lying.
He said, am I lying? I love you, Chris.
But what you was about to ask me?
So what is your love language?
All of them.
How?
I need them all.
Oh, you need them all or you do them all?
I do them all, but I need them all too.
So which one stands out the most though?
That I do to someone else or somebody do to me?
That is required for you to feel like you're loved.
So
you got words.
None of them really. Like, because I told you what I need is I need respect, and that's not on the list. I need, like, that's why I said a woman wrote this shit. This a woman's right here. This is a woman's book. A woman wrote this. Ain't no dude talking about words of affirmation as his own personal love language.
You never know. There might be somebody out there that's like, you know what?
An ambitious man ain't worried about they significant other or they partner, whatever the hell you want to call it.
You never know.
They wife worried about being bigged up or kudoed for the things that they do.
You don't think so?
Hell no. Not if you ambitious. You don't give a shit. You already know that you the shit.
So then that's not their love language.
What I'm saying is none of these are. Dudes, whether we receive gifts or not, it don't matter.
I mean, Pat just said
what?
He just said the two that was his love languages.
What?
Go back. He said physical touch.
You go back. I'm reading something. What you talking about?
He said physical touch and gifting.
And gifting for him or somebody giving it to him?
Pat, clarify, is it gifting for you, or are you like you're gifting to other people, or you want people to give you gifts?
So he give gifts if he love you? That's what he's saying?
That's his love language.
What?
That's
You
his
can't eat while we talking now. You
Why
gotta,
we can't?
because can't nobody understand what you talking about.
That's his love language.
What is?
Gifting
That he
and
gives to
physical
someone
touch.
else? Or that he's giving it to...
He's gonna clarify.
Oh, okay.
Pat, go ahead and clarify. Oh, gifting to others.
So he's showing people he love him by giving them gifts?
By giving them gifts.
Oh, okay.
He ain't never gave me no gift.
Who?
Pat. He don't love me.
And like, first of all, if you love somebody, you gonna do all this. No matter what, it's gonna be automatic.
Why are you being so difficult?
Who?
Look, Chris gonna say Mark.
If you love, for real, honestly,
Chris, I ain't heard nobody call somebody a Mark in years.
Let's talk about the facts. If you love somebody, you're gonna do all these. If you're trying to be married to him, you're gonna do all these.
Jordan said, "Dude who wrote the book was borderline alphabet boys."
Exactly, straight up. Matter of fact, I want to look at his face. I want to see what
Chris says. I'm gonna share something with you. We didn't need no fucking doctor to make up a bunch of girly bullshit. We had Eazy-E knowing nothing to be but to be legit. That's love language. Be real. The rest is all bullshit. Actions speak louder than words and fake ass expressions.
Yeah, he almost looks like a girl himself.
Oh my God.
The man here. Let me put on the chat.
I know you was gonna do it.
You know I gotta put him up. You're not
gonna share the screen and show.
I'm about to share the screen and show y'all what the man.
He about to show y'all what the man looked like.
This is him.
Oh my God.
This is Mr. Gary Chapman. And then I'm gonna look up his wife in front of y'all. Carolyn Chapman. Let's see if they have any images of her or them two together. Yeah, she wrote that.
That's terrible.
Yeah, she wrote the book and he put his name on it.
That's terrible. He said, "Yeah, she wrote that."
They look like they from the Latter-day Saints.
Oh my God. Like Chris said, "Oh, if he was out after dark."
Yeah, man. Oh boy. Hey, all I'm saying is this: if you married and you don't have those qualities,
they look like they live in a safe ass neighborhood.
They do, really safe. Right.
I gotta use that, Chris.
And their kids have both of their parents.
I gotta use that. I'm like, oh, you look like you live in a really safe neighborhood.
And their kid's name is Clarence.
He said Cracker.
Clarence has both of their parents.
Chris said Cracker.
Chris, you can't be banging on people like that, man. Jesus. But yeah,
that's Mr. Hambone.
Look, what I'm saying is this: to elaborate or give more context to what I'm trying to say.
Ask me your water.
Yeah, of course. What I'm trying to say is this: is that if you married, you already doing these things. If you ain't, you shouldn't be married.
You don't have to be married to have a love language, baby.
No, you're missing what I'm saying. Is that you should already have this equipped in your repertoire. Like your whole shit, your tool bag for marriage should already have this stuff in there.
Pat gonna say gated community.
Right, straight up. Straight up gated community.
With an actual guard at the gate.
Right.
All right, so you don't have out of the 5.
Not of these.
Oh my God. Not of these. Not of these.
Because of what I want the most is respect. All the rest of this stuff will fall in line after that.
He's so difficult.
I'm so serious.
Right, well, what's my love language?
Touch, words of affirmation, the whole list.
Nope, it's not the whole list.
Quality time.
I do not want quality time necessarily.
Receiving gifts and acts of service. Nope. All 5. But physical touch is your
physical touch is my love language. And that's probably, I think that's probably why I don't like people that I don't know or people just randomly touching me. I can't stand it. Like I trip out. I'm like, don't fucking touch me. Because stop.
But anyway, all I'm saying is like reason why I know this dude wrote this from the feminine side, like he had an estrogen sandwich. is because is because the stuff that he's saying, like the 5 principles, are what a woman would say. It's not what a man would say. A man wouldn't say this. Period.
Maybe, just maybe, they did a poll and researched on
Yeah,
on people, and they
maybe.
found that
And
people.
everybody who answered was a woman.
Oh
And
my
he
god,
just used what they said and wrote a book. Just like
Chris said, "I'm with you, Treasure. I don't like motherfuckers touching me either." That part.
Chris, you ain't, hey man, you gonna be by yourself for a long time.
Chris don't give a damn.
I know he don't. I'm not saying it to slight him.
That's
I'm just
Chris's
saying
love language.
I'm just saying what I'm saying.
Chris, like I can do bad by myself. Chris
he
be
said
having
nope.
Chris be having a good time.
He said nope.
Yeah, Chris be having a good time, man. Chris
Chris
be
in
making
the house.
yo, Chris be making me jealous sometimes.
Yeah, he be sending me videos of the DJ table and
Chris,
stuff.
no bullshit. I used to party like that by myself back in my 20s, bro. I would like legitimately turn on some music and do a whole dance routine by myself. Sometimes I would record it though. Jordan says estrogen sandwich just added this to my shit talking playbook. No, for real, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna use that on somebody tomorrow.
For real, man. He had an estrogen sandwich, and it's okay. I know the food ain't as the same as it was back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And
Chris said he had 55 grand for his robot is coming.
Okay, well, there you go.
Chris, if you have 55 grand for your robot, you're gonna get a badass robot, bro. You might can get twins.
I mean, yeah, all these should be applied.
Your ass,
every last one of these should be applied. Like if you love somebody, you're gonna do all 5 of these, regardless, because you love them.
Right, but here's the thing: doing all 5 does not mean that is your love language. Let me tell you why this is important. And for those who are in Pot of Vision listening, let me tell you guys why this is actually important, because it's not just dealing with relationships, it's dealing with your children. Sometimes you got to figure out what the love language is for your kids. You got to figure out what the love language is for your parents, for your friends, for the people that you associate with. When you find that out, you know how to better deal with them. Sometimes you can figure a person out based on these type of things. So it's kind of on the scientific side of it, it's kind of legit. Like, I understand where you're coming from, and I hear what you're saying.
If you love your kids, you're gonna do all this stuff.
But see, what you're talking about is relationship wise, and I'm talking about overall.
I'm talking about if you love your kids, you're gonna do the same stuff. You're gonna do all these. All 5 of the list.
Some people are not even capable of doing everything on that list.
That's like I said. If you love your kids,
no,
because if you don't love somebody, you ain't loving them. If you ain't doing
no, that's not true. Because let's look at words of affirmation. If you've never been given words of affirmation, you don't know how to receive it nor give it, because you've never experienced that. If you've never experienced physical touch, there are people that unfortunately grow up in this world that don't really experience. Their parents don't hug them, they don't touch them, they don't tell them they love them, they don't tell them they're great, they don't do none of these things. So as they get older, they find that these things happening to them can sometimes make them uncomfortable or even uneasy. So, or because they lacked it in their life this whole time, somebody comes along and does it, it's like, oh my God, I didn't know I liked this much. So some people are actually incapable of some of these things. Even with quality time, you can spend quality time. Like, the way we spend quality time sometimes is unorthodox. We will literally be on the couch on our cell phones, and that's quality time for us.
See, but that ain't unorthodox. That's just how we.
That's just how we are,
right?
But everybody is not that way.
And everybody should find, like, what I'm saying is this: is that if you with somebody or your kids or whatever, 2 or 3 of these mugs you're gonna hit in a week. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna hit 2 or 3 of these in a week. Easy.
I mean, I get that, but that does not mean that is the person's love language. I give you
gifts. Saying what they like the most,
right?
So
what is their love?
It's not my responsibility to decide which one they like the most. It's my responsibility. It's not. Listen to what I'm saying. It's my responsibility to make sure that they're getting these 5.
That's not your responsibility either.
Well, if I love you, that's what I should be giving.
Not necessarily.
Why not?
Because you need to find out what the person's okay. So if a person's love language, let's just say it's quality time, you giving words of affirmation means absolutely nothing to them.
So what?
So
it's part of love
for you.
No, not for me. Period. That's what you're supposed to receive.
But that's what I'm saying. Not everybody thinks like that.
Now, whether they receive it or not is on their end. That's up to them. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay, I understand.
Like you're missing what I'm saying.
No, I understand what you're saying. For you, your whole perspective is all of these things come with loving someone.
Right.
But that does not mean that that's their love language.
You mean that's not what? That doesn't mean that they receive what I'm spilling.
Exactly. So
that's not my prerogative.
Love language is something totally different.
Like if that was the case, you'd be running around the whole world trying to make sure everybody's love language is in check.
No, not necessarily. It's just that when you know, okay, so put it like this. If there's somebody that is significant to you, a mother, father, child, spouse, friend, right? That's significant in your life, knowing their love language, because you love them, you do specific things that goes with their love language to make sure that they understand that you love them because you care. We're not talking about the whole world. We're not talking about the lady in the grocery store like you trying to like. We're talking about people who are of any significance in your life because everyone does not receive the same way. And love language is also communication. So that's why
that's not on the list. Goddamn it! I'm just saying what I'm saying.
But that's why
we gonna talk about the list. In the list, no, I'm just playing.
But because we make fun of it, and I get it, it's all jokes, but when we make fun of it, it's fun. But in reality, it's really something that's quite important when you express how you love somebody. When you know what their love language is, it's like, okay, like if I know your love language is receiving gifts, then that's something I'm going to do so I can make sure you know that I love you because you matter, because you care, you're significant in my life. All the other stuff is going to come because
you'll eventually figure it out. But what I'm saying,
but you hear what I'm saying though, all the other stuff is going to come because I love you.
I understand that.
For me to know that I love you, I'm going to do what your
I
love language
understand that
is.
part. But what I'm saying is that
Chris said he gon' they come out with RoboHo. He got to buy one, get one special if they get a twatinator too.
I just need one that do dishes and mop floors and stuff. Like I don't need, all the extra stuff.
And see, Jordan says my honest love language is jokes. I do know people like that, Jordan, who like that's how like
you hear say that. I don't see that.
You'll hear people sometimes that they be like, that so and so like you because they're playing with you.
Oh, I see it now.
Because they're making jokes with you or they're clowning you. That's love language.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I think we're saying the same thing, just in a different. And you saying it from the estrogen side, and I'm saying it from the masculine side. What I'm saying is that if you really truly love somebody, you're gonna do all 5 of them, no matter what.
You do, but that's what you're going to do. That doesn't mean that that's their love language.
I did not disagree with that. You keep saying that like I don't like I'm disagreeing with you.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
I don't disagree.
We're not talking about that.
Well, we are talking about that because see, you're talking about the people who receive. What I'm saying is that
I'm just talking about a person's love language in general, not necessarily receiving anything, because love language is not receiving. Love language is also giving. It goes both ways. A person cannot receive something. So say that they like to give gifts. That's their love language towards you, but they don't like receiving them. It's not the same.
Okay. I understand. Yeah. All right. But yeah, I'm trying to see what's the premise of it? Like when you say that, what is the premise of that?
Bobby Brown up in this bitch. What, Pat?
I don't understand what that was. Pat, what was going on with that, bro?
Pat in the ceiling. He's smelling dust.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What was your question?
I said, what's the context in that? Like you're saying that for why? Why are you saying that? Your point. What is your point when you say that?
What? That sometimes a person's love language is giving gifts and not necessarily
right. We all know that, right? I mean,
we don't.
Why don't we?
We don't. You know that.
So
that's why we're talking about it.
But you don't know that?
I know that, but
Okay.
not everybody do. That's why we're talking about it.
So that's the point of what we're talking about?
Yeah, like,
Okay, because I didn't get it. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what are we talking about the love language, like the five? And we just gonna talk about that? Or what is the point of what we're talking about? See, I wasn't briefed on what we talking about tonight.
The point of what we're talking about is understanding what your love language may be, because some people don't even know.
Oh, your personal love language?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then identifying it, and then being able to identify other people's love language.
Oh, okay.
Because you can be. So, do you have anybody in your life that just give you stuff all the time?
No.
So then you don't have anybody in your life that their love language is giving gifts. See what I'm saying?
No, not that I know of. And if they are, then I don't notice it.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, when you can identify that, you can better deal with people.
That might be 7. 7 likes to give. Period.
That is definitely one of 7's love languages.
Yeah.
I wish he was on here tonight to confirm
Yeah,
that.
that might be 7. 7 likes that. He likes to give.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh no, Chris was saying, or Pat was saying, my prerogative.
Oh, is that what he was trying to say?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Chris says, no, Treasure. This is brain fucking relations. Overthinking it. My gosh, you need to get a fucking degree to show someone you like them. That's insane.
That's what I was trying to get at first, but now that what she's saying, like, okay, when you say what's your love language, and then you show me a list of the languages, I'm like, well, everybody should be giving this shit. This is standard with. You know what I'm saying? It should be standard with every fucking thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's not the same thing.
So like if I love you, whether you like hugs or not, I'm gonna hug your ass. And it's not because I like to hug. It's just because that's a part of me loving you.
That's a love language, though.
Not for me, it ain't.
But see what I'm saying? So you just confirm what I was saying.
But earlier. What I'm saying is that I'm gonna do the list regardless if I like one more than the other. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, when you identify a person's actual language that they really like, you create a stronger bond with them. And not only do you create a stronger bond, you kind of open up the world of identifying how this person thinks, what they're really like. It kind of tells you if this person's a giver or a receiver, if they are selfish or not, things like that. It kind of all goes hand in hand. And that's why I say we laugh and we joke about it, and I get it, it's funny, but it does have some underlying context to it where you kind of go, damn, I never looked at it that way before. So the whole purpose and premise of this is to look at it on a broader perspective and go, well, damn, I do know somebody that does this all the time. I do know somebody that does that. Like I say, I don't like to be touched because touch is my love language. And I only want a person that loves me to touch me.
I understand what you're talking about.
Like, you see how, like,
I don't see what we're talking about is necessarily a debate when it comes between you and me. I just see that the perspective and you see it in, I'm like, I see it as this, that eventually you're going to figure out what they want. You know what I'm saying? But if you love someone, you're going to offer the whole list because it's supposed to come with that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But that's just what a person, that's a broader perspective.
Right. But you eventually going to figure out, oh, well, he or she, well, not for me. She likes when I touch her. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever, whatever they like.
But you know
you're
what's
gonna figure
interesting
that part
though?
out.
You know what's interesting though? Your love language is touch too.
I like to be touched.
Yeah, because you have a hard time even going to sleep if I'm not near you.
True, but that's just because I'm attached to you. That's because like I need to hear you breathing. Like that's a product of being married.
Okay.
That's not because I yearn for that. That's because it's like having the fan on when I go to sleep or the TV.
Okay, so it's kind of something that's part of what soothes you and
that's
puts you to
soothing,
sleep.
Yeah. Like how you clack your feet or rub your feet together.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that is for me.
Okay.
It like, you know what I'm saying? Because if I clack my feet, you'd be like, what you doing? Like, what? Stop it. Ugh. What are you keeping me awake? But
I wouldn't do that. I just would be like, "What the
what's
fuck
wrong
you
with you?"
got
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on?"
But you know what I'm saying? But if you're there, like normally, like if we get hot and we will roll away from each other, or I'll turn my back to you and then I'll put my hand down underneath your body, because that's just
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with, I don't think that's a love language thing. I think that's just what it is. It's not, I don't think that far into it. Going, oh yeah, I just got to have this, and it's just, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. That's why I said, like, a lot of this stuff that these doctors and stuff be trying to describe is just to get people, usually women, to go into their mind and start thinking about a bunch of shit that's really not going on. You know what I'm saying? When it's supposed to be given in the first fucking place. So that's why I was like, that's why I said a man's perspective on this will be totally different than a woman's perspective on this, is because y'all think too much on the shit. We just like, I love you. I'm gonna offer you this stuff because I love you. If I
Well,
didn't
yeah,
love you, you wouldn't receive none of this shit.
because men and women are definitely wired
Right,
differently.
right. And
So
y'all super analyze, like we analyze provisions.
right.
Y'all analyze
Life.
like possibilities and optimistically looking into things.
I can
Dudes
see
don't
that.
do that shit. We analyze probability and facts. Y'all analyze possibilities and options.
I can see that.
And that's why I said this book was specifically written for women. And I guarantee you, if I ask ChatGPT who out of men and women who are the most buyers, it's probably going to be women. And I'm going to do that right now.
Well, yeah, I can see that. Jordan put the rainbow flag up.
Oh yeah, it's straight estrogen sandwich.
Chris says, I remember when I was a teenager, we'd be smoking weed and there would be people talking about shit like this. Me and my homies would be laughing our asses off. And then we'd sit there and mush, wondering what the fuck they are talking about. That's what this reminds me of. But honestly, though, it does. You got to admit, though, Chris, when you really sit and think about it, it does kind of open you up to go. I know a part of you is like, nah, fuck that. But when you get past that, nah, fuck that part, you kind of go, well, I kind of can see that. Because you start thinking about the people in your life and what they do. And you go, oh, well, my sister did this, or my brother does that, or my mom does this. There might be some truth in this. You'll be surprised.
It says that women were the primary buyers of this book, but it said, however, men also buy the book, especially those who want to better understand their partner or improve their relationships. The problem with that is,
why is there a problem with that?
Okay, so the analysis on that is,
thank you, that's better,
is that women's feelings change throughout the years. Like the same thing that you loved 10 years ago is
but
not
the
what you
love
love
language
today.
never does.
I don't believe that, because if that was the case, men would have women figured out. Only thing that we have figured about y'all is y'all's crazy, and y'all's reality moves with the wind. That's all we know.
Well, and if you break that down, that has everything to do with cycle. Because men go through a cycle, but not like women. Women are constantly in a cycle. The woman I am right now today, I'm not going to be next week.
Right. But
so
what I'm saying is that, and that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I was like,
but I don't think that has anything to do with love language.
What do you mean?
Because I don't think love language necessarily changes. And I could be wrong, but for me, my whole life, it's been touch.
I know people,
and I don't know if it's because maybe I wasn't hugged enough as a kid. I don't know, or I was hugged too much. I don't know, but I know that for me personally, that has not changed.
I've heard. I mean, I ain't talking about my own thing, but I've heard people in relationships say that, yeah, when we first met, I really liked that, but now
I don't.
And they grow out of it, and it's a feelings thing, and then the dude has to relearn.
Well, I think that just comes with the evolution, though.
But what I'm saying is that that's why when dudes look at books like this, they go, because they know it's going to change in 10 years. It's going to change. It's like dudes like things that are definite. We like absolutes. We don't like
Right.
We don't like things that change unless it changes for the better.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So books like this, yeah, we'll read it, but we still be like, man, this is some fucking bullshit. Because it's still setting you up for failure. You're gonna be like, yeah, I've been busting down this love language for the last 10 years, and then all of a sudden you don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then the dude would be like, what the fuck, man? You're unpleasable.
And I could kind of see that. I just don't like, I personally don't believe that love language changes. What I think happens is that you get additions to it. So for instance, my love language has always been touch. One day it might be touch and gifts. One day it might be touch, and I don't think it changes. I think it just you add to it, because when I was reading a little bit of the excerpts on this, they were saying that people try to understand or try to do all five, and it's not really possible.
See, I think
Jordan says cycle or cycle.
Yeah, right.
Cycle.
But what I'm saying,
not a psychopath, but cycle like your 28 day, 31 day, however you call it.
What I'm saying is this: is that if you truly love someone, you're gonna give those 5 automatically because you truly love them. Now, then later you find out, oh well, this person liked this more than these other 3 or 4.
Right.
And then you go, oh well, then you change the list. 5 becomes 1, 3 becomes 2. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying.
But what I'm saying is, if you're in a relationship, so if we're talking about relationships, right? If you're in a relationship,
like what type of relationship?
I'm talking about married, like, because I don't believe that if you hanging out and kicking it, you're not obligated,
right? And
you're not obligated to give these 5,
right?
I believe this 5 is for people who are married.
Okay,
you understand what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Because these attributes are some of the true attributes of loving something.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Now, if you just kicking it, you're not obligated. See, with love comes obligation too.
Yeah, I agree.
So obviously you can't, it mathematically, absolutely can't be realistically in love with someone until you actually had said, hey, we obligated. And I ain't talking about monogamous. I'm talking about married.
So you're saying that you was not in love with me prior to us getting married?
No, I said, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that because we were temporary and we weren't permanent, I didn't owe you those 5.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. And when we got married, I owed you every part of that list.
Because it became contractual.
Exactly.
Okay. No, I understand that. So what happens in the sense of people who have been in what they call domestic domain, or however they call it?
Domestic violence?
No. Domestic partnerships where they've been together for 20, 30 years and just never got married. What is a
domestic partnership?
Domestic partnership is when you've been together, but you've been together so long, you just haven't gotten married. We were domestic partners before we got married. Like legality purposes of you've been together.
Oh, you mean the legal years. Part of it?
Right.
Yeah.
You've been together. So domestic.
What's the question?
So what about those people who have been together for this stint of time?
They obviously don't love each other enough to make it official.
Well, some people don't believe in marriage, like Chris.
Huh?
Like Chris. What did he say? Domestic partners before Obama were roommates. Today they are the same as married. Palimony.
Which is true. Yeah.
What is palimony, Chris?
Which is true. The domestic partners didn't exist until illegally until Obama.
Did it?
Yeah.
No shit.
Unless you had common law marriage in specific.
Oh, I didn't know that.
In specific countries, or what you would call cities in,
right.
in the United States.
I didn't know that. I thought that was something that was kind of always like,
No, that was just something that people that was like a slang word. It wasn't in the dictionary of law.
Ah, okay.
So I don't even think that was in the Webster dictionary until
because they only recognize marriage.
They recognize marriage. You see what I'm saying?
Either you is or you ain't.
Either you together or you ain't. And that's old school teaching. Like even my parents and my parents' parents, You was either together or you wasn't. And if you wasn't married, you was single, even though you was dating somebody.
Well, no, I feel the same way.
You see what I'm saying?
Because that's why
So if you
people...
single, what I'm asking is this. This is the real ask.
Okay.
If you single, should you be given the full list?
If you want to.
So what is the person who's marrying that person, who's, if they want to, receiving if they're giving it all to someone who they're not even obligated to?
I don't.
Where's this the sanctity,
the specialness of
it? What is people getting out of marriage? What's the point? That's why people are like, fuck marriage, because I'm getting it already. If I got the cow, why I'm getting the milk too? And what I need to be married for?
I don't think. Well, because people don't understand what marriage entails, and it's way more to it than love language.
True. I'm talking about. We only talking about this part of it.
Oh, okay.
I ain't talking about the many facets of it.
Chris said marriage is obsolete.
Is obsolete, and see, that's what they see because of what's happening.
Because of what? No, and I understand that.
You see what I'm saying?
Because what's really going on in this world today, you know, people don't. It's not sacred anymore like it used to be.
Right.
I mean, it used to be something that was really sacred,
something great, something monumental.
That you just didn't play with.
Right.
Now you go down to because people are not doing it the way they used to do it. You don't even have men going to the father asking for the daughter's hand in marriage anymore.
I remember there was times where when I was a kid, youngster, you ain't tell nobody you loved them unless you meant that shit.
That part.
Right.
I'm still that way.
Yeah, but so I'm saying there's people out.
Love you.
There's people out there now. They be like, "Yeah, man, I love you." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like hi.
And then it don't be the love. It don't be them 5 attributes of,
right.
Of, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
It be the like, oh, I like when we go bowling, love, or
right.
Or you my date tonight, so I love that. You know what I'm saying? But they like meshed it all together and messed it all up. You know what I'm saying?
Chris says, you watch, you have daughters, and 10 years from now, you will see what marriage looks like if they are even married. I'm serious. Well, here's the thing with our daughters. Our daughters have been raised in a traditional fashion.
So we hope and pray that they do.
But however,
that they do what they're supposed to do.
But I can tell you this, my oldest definitely is in a traditional fashion. My oldest told her boyfriend that if my mom and my dad don't like you, we're done. And he was like, wow. She was like, because I trust their decision. I trust their discernment, and their word means something to me. So she told him straight up, if my mom and my dad don't like you, or they say anything about you that's not going to work out, then we can no longer be together. This relationship is over. So depending on how you raise your children, you know, that's going to dictate on some of the values that's going to be instilled in them and what they follow.
You're right that they are in a modern world.
Yes.
I'm
traditional to a certain degree.
We did our best to teach them how to stay traditional in a modern world.
Right.
Now, if they slip, that's just what's going to happen. And that's something that they'll have to deal with.
Right.
But we've taught them and spoken to them and re-emphasized to them what's right and what isn't right.
Yep.
Hopefully they choose the right thing. And if they choose the latter, they're going to have to deal with it.
They're going to have to deal with it. Even our middle daughter, she was mentioning how she was interested in somebody, and her dad was like, he ain't nobody. I ain't met him. He don't have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
He ain't been over here. I don't know his name. I don't know what he looked like.
I
ain't met his parents. I don't know where he lived. You ain't got no boyfriend.
Right.
And so, you know, her response was, well, I'm vetting him to see if he's even worthy of, you know, me even bringing him to you. Blah,
which
blah,
sounds
blah.
fine, but I'm the one that's supposed to vet.
Exactly.
So she's trying to do my job.
Right. You got to bring him here first.
But yeah, the reason why
he said it's not even about that's interesting that he says that. He says it's not even about your daughter slipping. It's about what will even be available to them. Well, here's the thing. We're not the only parents that's still teaching our kids traditional
values. We ain't the only ones. They're out there.
They're out there.
Yeah.
They're definitely out there because, like I say, I do run into people quite often that I'm like, oh, they don't make you no more. And I like saying that even with youngsters. Like, I know I can rattle off a few people. They're a little unorthodox in other areas, but for the most part, they have traditional values and traditional teachings that make them ideal for a partnership. He said needles in a haystack.
True.
True. Yeah. I do not disagree with that, Chris.
But, you know, I
thought I would never get married. So.
Finding that one you're going to be with for the rest of your life is a needle in the haystack.
Yeah.
So.
For sure. But, so on this love language thing, you know, have you say you determined that all 5 is your language, or
that I like to receive?
What's the one that really stands out to you the most?
Let me look at the list. Hold on.
So, yep, you got words of affirmation, physical touch, gifts.
You want me to put them in order?
No. I want you to pick one.
Oh, just one.
Yeah. What's the one that stands out the most? Words of affirmation, physical touch, gifts, quality time, or acts of service.
I like them all.
There's not one that just pops out to you first. Like you're like, yeah, that one right there, though. It's got to be. And if it's not, then all that means is that all 5 are really your love language.
I like acts of service, especially from you, but not from everybody else. So, like, it depends on who it is. Kind of depend on who it is.
Depends on who it is. Depends on
like when I was hurting the other day, and you just took your elbow and your arms and you pushed on my back to help me, you know, with it. That I like that. I like that you're helping me, you know what I'm saying, achieve something at all times. You know what I'm saying? Once I don't feel like you're helping me, or I see that you're reluctant to move in that fashion, it will piss me off. It'll make me mad.
So then acts of service is your love language.
Service is to me, for anyone, the biggest act of love. Services.
See, there you go. Now look at that, folks. It took us all 57 minutes for Sean to realize what his love language was.
Whatever, y'all. But y'all figure out what y'all love language is. And Chris, you need Jesus.
He said, look, wait. He said, ha, ha, ha. Let me look at the list. Sean's gangster. Listen, y'all, we going to end the show tonight.
Yeah, we got to end the show. We got to get up early in the morning.
And we're tired.
Yeah, so, we busted and disgusted.
Real quick before we go, because we got to give them their opportunity for questions and all that.
Yeah, hit us with the questions, y'all. What's up?
You know what I'm saying? You know,
what y'all want to talk about next week? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, put that in the chat.
I want to know what you want to talk about.
Chris said
next
it was
week.
Fun tonight. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. It's always fun when you kicking it.
I know. We
got to get you on YouTube, Chris, because we're trying to leave Facebook alone, bro.
Yeah, it's just not the same.
We trying to leave Facebook alone, man.
It's not the same. Definitely check and see what your maybe you might need to create another YouTube profile.
Yeah, you need to be Chris the Hambone.
There you go.
Open up a Chris the Hambone at gmail.com.
He said homeless crazy motherfuckers.
What?
That's what the next topic should be.
Homeless crazy people. Okay.
We might throw a couple of them.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
But if y'all ain't, love you, Jordan. Peace out, cuzzo.
I love you, Jordan.
If y'all ain't got no more questions for us, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. I am Treasure Cheltenham, and I am one of the hams.
I'm Sean Cheltenham, and I'm one of the hams.
And this is the
Ham Show, y'all. Y'all chime in every weekend.
Supposed to say it at the same time.
Oh, my bad. Y'all chime in every week at 8 p.m. and Wednesday night, and hit us up next week. And then if you want to put in the comments later after the show is over of what you want to see next week,
by all means,
we'll try to oblige you. But
if not, we're gonna have something popping.
We'll come up with our own thing if not, you know what I'm saying?
We'll have something brewing for sure.
Right.
But anyway, y'all be safe, be easy. Peace and blessings to you all. Have a wonderful weekend. We will see y'all next week, 8 p.m. right here live on YouTube and Facebook. It's the Hams 1 and 2. I am Treasure Cheltenham. I'm one of the Hams.
I'm Sean Cheltenham, and I'm one of the Hams. We already did this.
The Ham Show. And now we're leaving.
Hump Day next week.
Hump Day. We out. Love y'all.
Hit the button.